people, welcome back to my channel. I'm not sure how the lighting is. It's an experiment, okay? It's an experiment. Welcome to my October TBR and September wrap-up video. So, first of all, we're going to do a little bit of wrap-up for the month of September. I'm not going to go too into depth for this one because I've done a lot of videos about the different books that I read, but let's just roll on through. So the first book that I read in the month of September was The New Me by Hallie Butler. I gave this book 2.5 stars. Definitely not a good start off to the month. I really did not enjoy this book at all. Well, I related to the main character, but you are also supposed to hate the main character, so I don't like that I related to the main character. I had a few friends also read this book. They also didn't really like it. It's very pessimistic about life. It is very down, but it is a super short read. It's only 208 pages, so I actually used this book to fulfill the shortest book on my TBR prompt for Becca's Bookathon TBR. So yeah, I didn't hate it. It's not like the worst book I've ever read. I did finish it, but it wasn't as enjoyable as I was hoping to be because it was kind of slated as like a new contemporary like classic, and I definitely don't believe that that is what it will be. The next book that I read in the month of September was Of Women and Salt by Gabriela Garcia. This book fulfilled the new prompt on Becca's Bookathon TBR and was also the Not Wasting My 20s book club read for the beginning of the month of September. This book I gave 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. Again, not a very happy read. I definitely felt like, yeah, quite sad while reading it. I did do an entire vlog about this book that I'll leave in the icon up there. But I did give it 3.5 stars. I loved the prose. I loved how Gabriela Garcia wrote. I loved the context, like the topic that she chose and the way she knitted the stories together. I really enjoyed that. It was just a little bit sad is all, you know? But that's okay. But you can see like the yellow stickies are words that stood out, like writing that stood out to me. I don't know what the blue was. Oh, the blue I think was like, I want to Google it. So anyway, enjoyed this book. This was my second read of the month, and yeah, 3.5 stars. The third book that I read this month was Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. I also did a vlog about this, so this will also be in the eye up here. This book fulfilled the buzzword for time of day prompt for the Bookathon because it has the word night in it. It was the only book on my entire TBR that had the word night in it. So this one was a thriller about two girls who go missing, but only one of them comes back. I also gave this 3.5 stars. And I enjoyed it a lot. It really reminded me I like reading thrillers, so I'm excited to read some more thrillers. It was one of those books where there's like a cliffhanger at the end of every chapter, so it really compels you to keep reading, which I love because I need that incentive sometimes. So really enjoyed that book. Yeah, 3.5 stars. Great plot twist at the end. I did say in my vlog that I wished I wasn't so hyped for the plot twist because I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but what can you do? I did give it 3.5 stars. And the last book that was on my TBR for September that I will finish by the end of the month. It's currently September 26th when I'm filming this, so I have 4 days left and I'm halfway done. So I definitely will finish this, and this is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. There is a reading vlog coming for this too, so you will get all my thoughts. I really expected to hate this book. This was to fulfill the prompt for Becca Rec. I do not like fantasy and I do not really like romance, but I actually really enjoying this so far, and I'm shocked. but I'm really liking it, so yay. Yeah, I'm on chapter 20, I don't know, 23, so I got about halfway left, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm annoyed because the second book in the series, like Akamath, I think has like 600 and some pages, and I don't like really long books, so I don't know if I'm gonna read it, but like I want to read it. So anyway, that is the wrap up for the books I read in September for Becca's Book-Up-a-thon. And now let's get into October. So for October, we are doing the spoopathon reading game. I will insert a better graphic in here, but essentially I'll link her video down below as well. But essentially what you do is you choose a color at the top, and then you follow the path down to get out of the house. You also choose a team, so I am on Team Order of Spies, which is led by Beth at Book's Nest. And our superpower is that when you get to these doors, you can just bypass them. Because what happens is that each book is 25 points, but you need 75 points to get past each door, or 125, or not enough just for the books. So you would have to add bonus prompts in to make sure that you are getting enough points, but we don't have to worry about that, which is very reassuring to me. So I am just gonna start off with my intended path, and then we'll just kind of see what happens. You can also combine prompts to move through the house faster, and because I only normally read about 4 books a month, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I read it every individual prompt, I wouldn't be able to escape the house. So I am combining the first two. So the first one for me is Gifted to You, and then Autumnal Cover is the second. So I'm combining those two to read All's Well by Mona Awad for the first book. I will say, before I give context to this book, I may be jumping around because some of these books I need to read before others, just for like readathon or reading like book club things. So this is the first book. I'm gonna escape the house by reading all of them, but I might not go in order, and y'all are just gonna have to deal. So the first book on the TBR is All's Well by Mona Awad. So this book my grandma bought for me when we were in Victoria. So this author also wrote Bunny, which I have yet to read, but it sounds really up my alley. So anyway, here we go. Miranda Fitch's life is a waking nightmare. The accident that ended her burgeoning, yeah, that's right, acting career left her with excruciating chronic pain, a failed marriage, and a deepening dependence on painkillers. And now she's on the verge of losing her job as a college theater director. Determined to put on Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well, the play that promised and cost her everything, she faces a mutinous cast hell-bent on staging Macbeth instead. Miranda sees her chance at redemption slip through her fingers. That's when she meets 3 strange benefactors who have an eerie knowledge of Miranda's past and a tantalizing promise for her future, one where the show goes on, her rebellious students get what's coming to them, and the invisible, doubted pain that's kept her from the spotlight is made known. So I think this sounds super interesting. I think that the cover is very fall. To me, it is very fall. Now, let me pull up the bonus graphic to see if we get any bonus points for reading this. Okay, so I'm gonna put the bonus points prompts on the side of the screen, and we'll just check off whichever ones we get to determine how many points. But the bonus points are LGBTQ rep/author, buddy read, spooky book, cover features team color, or recommended to you. Okay, it doesn't look like she is an LGBTQ author. And only time will tell if the character is, so we will not get those points. We'll not get buddy read. We will get spooky book. Cover does not. Cover has yellow. Cover does have yellow here, so that's 2. And because cover does feature team color and also recommended to me on YouTube. I'm counting that because that's why I picked it up. So we got 3 for that book. Woohoo! Okay. And we are also getting a autumnal cover on that one. So the next one is new genre, and for this I am going to do the Spanish Love Deception. It's on my Kindle here. It is by Elena Armas. Anyway, this is the book club pick for a new book club that I've joined, which is the Spicy Reads. I don't know what we're calling it, but it is a spicy romance book club that's part of Not Wasting My 20s, but it's like its own little branch to the side. So I tend to stay away from romance specific books, but I wanted to give it a try. So here we are, I joined it for this month, and so I am filling the prompt of new genre with the Spanish Love Deception. A wedding, a trip to Spain, the most infuriating man, and 3 days of pretending, or in other words, a plan that will never work. Catalina Martin, finally not single. Her family is happy to announce that she will bring her American boyfriend to her sister's wedding. Everyone is invited to come and witness the most magical event of the year. That would certainly be tomorrow's headline in the local newspaper of the small Spanish town that I came from. Or the epitaph on my tombstone, seeing the turn my life had taken in the span of a phone call. 4 weeks wasn't a lot of time to find someone willing to cross the Atlantic from New York and all the way to Spain for a wedding, let alone someone eager to play along my charade. But that doesn't mean I was desperate enough to bring the 6'4", blue-eyed pain in my ass standing before me. Aaron Blackford, the man whose main occupation was making my blood boil, had just offered himself to be my date, right after inserting his nose in my business, calling me delusional, and calling himself my best option. See? Outrageous, aggravating, blood-boiling, and much to my total despair, also right, which left me with a surly and extra-large dilemma in my hands. Was it worth the suffering to bring my colleague and bane of my existence as my fake boyfriend to my sister's wedding, or was I better off coming clean and facing the consequences of my panic-induced lie? Like my abuela would say, que Dios nos pide confesados. The Spanish Love Deception is an enemies to lovers fake dating romantic comedy. I love fake dating, and I also love enemies to lovers. Like, I don't love romance, but when I read fan fiction, I do love those tropes. So I'm excited for this one. It is going to cover new genre, and then as for the bonus prompts, buddy read, because it is a book club pick, and cover features team color because it does have yellow text on the cover. And I'm also going to give myself points for recommended to me because I would never pick this up on my own, but it was recommended for book club. So ta-da. Okay, next prompt down the line is trick or treat. So for this one you had to create a poll for you had to choose 2 books, one that was a treat for you and one that was a trick. So I chose The Beautiful Ones. I don't know who the author is for that one, which is the second Not Wasting My 20s book club pick for the month, and I also chose The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I chose this one as my treat because I've been wanting to read it for a while. I got it for $10 at Chapters, so yay. And I put The Beautiful Ones as my trick because as much as I do want to join in the book club for that book, it is not up my alley. There are witches involved, not my thing. So I put on both my Instagram story and my Twitter 2 polls, which was smart. I saw this coming because my Instagram split the poll 50-50 between the 2 books, but my Twitter pulled through with The Inheritance Games, which was my treat. So without knowing it was my treat, everyone picked it for me, so thank you if you did. I'm also wanting to get this one in because the Hawthorne Legacy, which is the 2nd book, just came out this month. So I will give you a little synopsis. So Avery Grams has a plan for a better future, survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch, Avery must move into his sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson is convinced that Avery is a con woman and he's determined to take her down, but his brother Jameson views her as their grandfather's last hurrah, a twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved. Caught in the world of wealth and privilege with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. So when I heard about this book on YouTube, I was like, damn, this sounds really up my alley. It sounds a lot like the movie Knives Out, which is one of my favorite movies that I've ever seen. So I'm really excited to read this. It's a little longer than my normal, oh, that's not, yeah, 372 pages. Not too bad. So that will fulfill the trick or treat prompt. And for the bonus points, again, I don't know about LGBTQ rep or author. That will come. Buddy read. It is not spooky book. I think it's spooky, so I'm going to count that. Cover features team color. There is some yellow on this cover, so 2. And recommended to me on YouTube, so 3. There's some yellow there. Anyway, so that is the third book for the challenge. And then the final prompt is read after dark. So I think for this book, it's going to have to be the last one on my list that I haven't fit in here somewhere, which is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. So this book is the first book of the month for Not Wasting My 20s book club. Yeah, I just couldn't figure out how to fit it in any of the other prompts because I bought it. It's not really a new genre, but the romance one is a new, like, it could be either. I didn't put it on the trick or treat. It's not an autumnal cover, so I think it needs to go for Read It After Dark. And that's why I'm also gonna move some of these around in their order. I think I can finish this one after dark. It's only 237 pages. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Read It After Dark prompt is just that you can only read it after dark. And it's getting steadily dark about 8 o'clock here, so that's fine because I normally don't read during the day before then. So I think I can do that with this. So the premise, by the way, this is by Jane Austen, if you don't know. Northanger Abbey is a perfectly aimed literary parody that is also a withering satire of the commercial aspects of marriage among the English gentry at the turn of the 19th century. But most of all, it is the story of the initiation into life of its naive but sweetly appealing heroine, Catherine Morland, a willing victim of the contemporary craze for Gothic literature who is determined to see herself as the heroine of a dark and thrilling romance. When she is invited to Northanger Abbey, the grand though forbidding ancestral seat of her suitor Henry Tilney, she finds herself embroiled in a real drama of misapprehension, mistreatment, and mortification until common sense and humor and a cruel clarification of Catherine's financial status resolve her problems and win her the approval of Henry's formidable father. So yeah, when we decided we were reading a classic this month, I didn't vote for this one. I voted for The Haunting of Hill House or something by Mary Shelley, but I am actually excited for this because I have bought it, I have wanted to read it, and it's not Wuthering Heights, which was the other choice. So we got this. I don't think this is gonna fit. Oh, it will fit one bonus. LGBTQ rep / author, unlikely. Buddy read, correct. Spooky book, no. Cover doesn't really feature the team colors at all unless you count like these little things, so I'm gonna say no. And it was not really, I mean, it was recommended to me by book club, but I made the choice to buy it originally, so it only covers one bonus point. But I will tally up the points I will get for escaping the house here. I'm really excited for this. I think it's a really fun way to like pick books and to try some new things, and I'm really happy I managed to fit all the books that I wanted to read this month in there. I mean, once I finish A Court of Thorns and Roses, like obviously Akamath is next and I want it, but I don't think I'm gonna get to it this month, or if I am, it's gonna be on the side. It could be a Read It After Dark, I guess. But anyway, that is my TBR for the month of October. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're partaking in the spoopathon down below. If not, tell me one book that's on your October TBR. I cannot believe we're already at October, you guys. Spooky season has arrived. So anyway, with that, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, follow all the social media linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!